Alrighty, so I'm going to get into this real quick just so that you can get it. The video is required because there's so many things to explain about this very small setup that you're seeing here. Essentially, obviously, the food is a cooking room. So if you go to the actual room overlay, you can see there it is a kitchen, and does give you a kitchen bonus because of that. So you get the kitchen bonus from the food. Water tank is small, but there are multiple features to it. First of all, we are using 3 different storage bins. They have slime, polluted dirt, and in this one would be like bleachstone, oxalite, and anything else that can off-gas that you don't want off-gassing. This little block here is a conveyor belt drop that brings the eggs from whatever hatch farms you're running there. And any excess eggs are brought immediately down into this spot where, if you look, there's a pneumatic door. The pneumatic door can be reached through by the dupes without having to go into there, so they don't have to go in to get the eggs, which they can then constantly keep a supply of hatches going so that you can keep your farms fully supplied with stone hatches at all times. Now, if you look, my stone hatches there are vertical. Again, that's so that I can take all the coal, run it through the system, and then I'm able to use water cooling to keep the hatches under 30 degrees, which is keeping the plants under 30 degrees, which is keeping the plants growing. The actual storage system itself is 3 pneumatic doors side by side with the permissions taken away. Okay, you don't want anybody to be able to go through these doors because they'll climb down to try and get the gear that's in here. Now, if you look, I have every single item in the game is in this spot. And that includes hundreds of thousands of tons of granite and rock. And what's going on there is I've got these set to sweep only. So any sweep task that I do, they'll bring it to here, automatically drop it down. Anything that's attached to the conveyor belt that's attached here. So in this case, I don't actually have it going in this way, but I used to have the coal running directly up into there, so it would run down there, but it was easier to run to my coal machine, so I made minor alterations. But you could basically make it so that any item from any part of your base just came into this conveyor chute and dropped straight down into that gear. Now, one thing I would suggest is this block here be made of metal, and you run a cooling loop underneath it so that any item sitting there will always be cold, but that's not something I've done in this playthrough yet. As you can see, I do have cooling. It is a wheezewort, just a single wheezewort, and it is consuming phosphorite, so you don't want more than that, but if you seal this part of the room off, it will fill with carbon dioxide. And you can see here the entire of this is all carbon dioxide. This is so that your food storage, when it's placed in, won't be refrigerated but it won't, it'll be sterile, so food won't decay as fast. So it's essentially a measure to make your food last longer. And yeah, short of that, that's really the whole thing. But the reason for this is because this decor. Essentially, if you look at the decor value there, it's minus 124. If you look anywhere where you see on the decor value there, you'll notice that the decor is minus 45. And a good portion of that is because of the machinery here. But it's also because of debris. And debris is all this stuff on the floor. So anytime you get debris, that's rock, stone, coal, ores, things like that, it will take away from your decor. And just by walking past it, your dupes will get a bad value. So if you sweep everything into this spot, that decor can't go anywhere, and you can see how red that is right there. Even right here, if you look right there, the decor in that square is plus 13.5. That's because everything around here is designed to try and overcome the light, the plants, the extra hanging pots and everything. It's all designed to try and make the decor in this room just enough that when a player walks or a dupe walks into this area, that they're not getting sad that they're in an area with really, really low decor. Because it will make a difference if your dupes are constantly running over debris. But yeah, that's my storage system, and as you can see, like I said, it's every single item that I have in the game all in that one block, and all of the off-gassable stuff in their own blocks, and then this little creature here, which is, like I said, where the stone hatch eggs go, and if there's an overvalue and one of those stone hatches actually hatches down there, he's underwater, he's got nowhere to go, he can't go through the door, he just drowns, turns into a piece of meat, your dupes pick it up, and then they immediately throw it on the barbecue. Done. It becomes food. So, yeah, there you go. Little storage system 101. Don't think there's really anything else in this one that you guys would be super thrilled about, to be completely honest. I don't really think I've been doing anything in this playthrough really yet. I was trying to break through to space, which I've done. Here's my space door. And I'm just going to strip out all of this, although, again, it looks like I'm pretty sealed out there, but it's alright. It's where I'll be getting a bunch of my igneous rock to feed my hatchies for a wee while. And you can see there I've got 2 waters. But either way, that is basically, I get distracted, and there you go. So there is basically what I wanted to show you, this little setup right here. And like I said, it's pretty decent. It copes with most of the things that I need. I'll show you that conveyor overlay kind of thing again, just bringing the eggs in and throwing them down into that drowning system. And then the water is just the overflow. So I've got just a regular pipe bringing the water into the toilet system. And then once the toilet system is full, any other water flows through the alternate direction and then just down into this water system. So I'm always being given fresh water. So yes, they're drinking their own pee, but they'll always have water flowing into that grid. So, and if I'm bringing all the dirty water into those 2 sieves, there will always be clean water going into the tanks, and then the tanks will always have water to put back into the system. But yeah, that's a pretty foolproof little system. And is like what you're staring at right here is probably the basics of what I put in every single time. And then my hatch farms and regular mealwood farms are the other staple that I usually put in. And that's usually pretty good to get you through to mid-game. So, anyway, enjoy. That's all I really wanted to show you.